Monkey Chain presents Generation 18 and cross-generation setups.
The work done is by Hado and Ari because they are awesome and in deepest memory of our great Snow. That is for all the hero skill works they've done.
Today we talk about hero cross-generation setups, so between generation 16 and 18. So those build-ups are not that hard to identify because that are type-based. But in this video we will explain you the build-ups, why they are good, and what Tempest arms might boost those setups. So it's worth to watch. If you want to understand the enhancement priorities, well, there's for every hero a solo video, especially for generation 18, but also 17 and 16. They all still pretty valid, and also you can check on the Discord server because there you will find also more information and they are as accurate and actual as they can be. So let's jump into generation 18. We start with Christopher and the build for Christopher, so the control type build up. So we have Christopher, well, you already know that the video is already released for him, but he is a burn type of hero, even if he's a firefighter, but he's a burn type of hero, and he also boosts other control type heroes with his second skill, and also provides disarm to burning enemies on his third skill. So that's a clear identifier that he loves to co-work with Lan, because Lan is from generation 16, just a friendly reminder, and she also silences enemy rider and hero and loves to co-work and to boost Donald, as well as co-work perfect with Christopher, and also disarms enemies. So that is a heavy disarm and silence team up, and you have also Donald as last one, so you have a heavy burning team. Also provides disarm chances, and that is really great. And for this build up recommendation, well, you heard it already, burn focused, and the perfection for those type of heroes is that you have pyroclastic eruption, because every 4 turns deals some damage anyway, but also applies burn to enemies every 3 releases, so it boosts also in the 12th round, and that stays for 2 rounds. And then the special part is when equipped on a control hero, skill damage is increased by 20% when hitting a shield. So what does that mean? That means control type is a perfect counter for our next setup. So of course you have others like Lethal Landmine. That is pretty perfect to use also on those heroes because silenced is disarm functionality is heavily in the setup between Christopher, Lan, and Donald. So that might be also a thing, and we have more like Blaze Inferno and others. But that is pretty powerful for that, especially if you fight against shield-based one, and that is the next team up we will provide you now. So the next team up is starting with Robbie. It's the Berserk team, and the Berserk team is good countering the resilient style, but really bad working against the control type we just saw previously. So Robbie needs and provides round preparation. So we will go again into the team up as well as recommend certain Tempest arms for that. So we have Robbie. Robbie provides round preparation but needs also round preparation on the other heroes, so the perfect setup with Robbie is of course from generation 16 Marcos. For free-to-play player there's also an option to use Carlos, but for that type you will need definitely special Tempest arms. We will go in a bit there, because what Marcus has is round preparation. On his first skill prepares for 2 rounds, every 2 rounds, so every 4th round he will hit, but he has 2 rounds of preparation, and that will be boosted by Robbie with his 3rd skill, where he boosts every own troop type and every hero that prepares his skill, and that is pretty powerful, and that hurts hard when you hit by that. So that's a really great one. So we have Robbie and Marcus, and of course from generation 18, Eduardo, because he also has round preparation on his first skill, and that is also round preparation. So what you need on those heroes from Tempest Arm's perspective, that is, so on the ultra rare part, of course it is Crimson Sacrifice, because there's that one. That also boosts, that's the later part, when equipped on a Berserk hero, this skill deals 30% pure damage instead, ignoring enemy damage reduction. So that is pretty great. And another one you can use is, of course, on the rare ones, the Blood Fury, but Blood Fury you only need on Robbie itself, because Robbie has something that is only triggered every 8 rounds, because his first skill is every 4 rounds prepares for additional 4 rounds. So you have a really long preparation part here, and that will be reduced with Blood Fury really good by 2+2 instead of 4+4. So here we have a really good one on that for Robbie. And also Blood Fury is the one you want to have if you do not have Marcos decent, then you can use for free-to-play players, especially Carlos, but you will need Blood Fury to trigger round preparation and boost by Robbie. So that is the Berserk type of with the Tempest Arms, and now we are coming to the Resilience part. So the Resilience style is the perfect counter to the Control style, so against Christopher, Lan, and Donald, because here we have disarm immunity that will be provided. So we have Chukon. Chukon provides heal effect that is really needed and also reduce the damage they receive. And with that one is also Mia, because Mia also is a good combination with Chukon that we know already from last generation that they both are really good together, especially as Chukon takes care of the infantry and Mia takes control and healing for riders and hunters. That is really important, because if they are under healing, that is really great for Wafa, and Wafa also needs the type of healing so that she triggers every round, gives disarm immunity to all own troops if they are on a healing effect. So we check out again. We have Chukon, heals every round infantry. We have Mia, every round heals riders and hunters. And then we have Wafa, so Mia provides the healing for Wafa, and Wafa provides the disarm immunity. So everything is given by control type, especially in type of disarm functionality is neglected by this. So they're a perfect counter. Only the silence part could be a trouble, so there are also, once again, recommendation for Tempest Arms. So for those, it is also pretty obvious. We have also the Salvation type resilience. There's 100% chance of removing burn and bleed from your squad. So that's also, if you have Salvation, it is a perfect counter against the setup with Christopher, Lan, and Donald. So you want to have that one, and if you don't have that one, then you at least want to have Peerless Power, because it gains immunity to silence, and that is the only additional trouble from disarm functionality. And the third option you can have is Regenerating Spring, because it also gives additionally healing every 4 turns, so that could be also an opportunity if you lack in anything from that. But additional healing is always good for that setup, especially to boost Wafa in that case. I hope this hero setups and the explanation and recommendation with those Tempest Arms will help you to gain the best out of it, especially for free-to-play players, so you have from each generation to focus on one to get one build. But of course there is, for maxed players, for sure the opportunity to just use a different build to counter your build up, but you have at least one strong build up. I hope this helps you.